Hello everyone, welcome you all to my YouTube channel, and today we are in the class 5th of Core Java full course. And today in this video we will learn about what is the OOP concept and how to create methods with arguments, or we can say with parameters or inputs. All three things are same. You can call it argument or parameters, or you can say inputs. Then we will learn about what is the return type in a method, how to create objects of a class, right? Of a class, how we will use after creating the objects. And then what is the main method string arguments. String, this is the argument for main method, and what is it? What do we call it? We will learn in today's class. What is post versus pre-increment? Here you can see I plus equal 3, or another is I equal plus 3. So there is a difference between plus and equal, equal and plus. So what is post versus pre-increment? We will learn in this class today. And then how to get the odd or even numbers from the given number, and how to tell that the given word is a palindrome, or how to reverse a string. We will learn in today's class. So let's get started. And we are here in our Eclipse. Let's create session 4. Not session 4, session 5 we will create today. So it will be session 5, finish. And we are doing the regular practice just for how to create the project. Sorry. How to create the project, how to create the packages inside that. So today we have the class for creating methods. So we can say create methods, okay, and finish it. Then we can, in this package, we can do new class, and we can say my methods, and the main method, not main method, just finish it. So here I have a class named as main methods, but there is no method, right? No main method, no any other method. So far what we were doing, we were using the already existing methods, or we were using the main method also, right? Though I will say that the main method is the driver of a class. So if main method is absent, then class will not be running. We can have multiple methods in a class, but the driver of the class will always be the main method. What we have to do, we can create multiple methods over there. So how we will going to create the methods, that we will learn in today's class. So let's see how can we do. Let's say here, what do we have? The very first thing, we'll be having public static void, and then method name. Let's say method name is test, and then parenthesis, and then the body. So this is this part up to here. This is the signature of the method, we will say. This all is the signature of the method, and this is the body of the method. This is the body of the method. To this part, we can call the header also. This is the, we can say this is the header of the method. And here inside the header, what do we have? We have public. This public means the access modifier. We will learn more about this later on. This is static, and this is this will tell you the method is static or non-static. If static keyword is there, the method will be static. Otherwise, the method will be considered as non-static. And this void is a return type. Void is a return type, though the void is not returning anything over here, but it is a return type. This is the name of the method, and here this is the parenthesis where we will put the arguments, or we can say we will put the parameters or inputs. You can see in this slide over there. Okay, not here, here. how to create methods with arguments, parameters, and inputs, right? So that's the thing. That's the thing over there. Now, one more time. Public is access modifier. Static will tell you the method is static or non-static. Void is the return type. This is the method name. This is the argument section. And this from here to here is the header of the method, or we can say the signature of the method. And this is the body of the method. So now in this method, let's say in this method, I have syso hello. I have syso hello. And if I will run this program now, okay. Actually, this hello got print here from the previous class. So not hello. Let me change it. Let me change it from here to hi everyone. Hi everyone. Like that. So let me run the program one more time. If I will run the program, you see I got hello again. Not hi everyone. I got hello. This hello is getting printed from the previous class where the main method was available, not from this class. And in the absence of main method, the result in console will come from the another class where you were been working before this class, and the output will be from that one only, not from this class, because the main method is the driver of the class. That is the reason. So what we need to do is we need to put our main method over here before this method. So this is the main method. And now what we need to do, how we will run, even if now if I will run it, there will be nothing in console, not even hello, because this hello is coming from the previous class. If I will run it now, and in our main method, hey, what's going on? Let me save it. And let me run it one more time. See, yeah, right, because that was not saved. Now if I will run it, there will nothing be in my console. Why? Because my main method is not holding any statement to print. That is the reason. Now, how can I get this statement to print in my console? The way to do that is I need to call the test method over here. I have to do test like this. Sorry, the colon will be coming, semicolon will be coming after this. So that's how I can call my test method over here. And if I will run my program now, it will give me hi everyone. So that's how we can call the methods over here. Now, this is the one thing that how are we calling? We can see here. We can see over here that how to create methods, right? How to create methods and other things we will see now. So that's how we can call the method in the main method. That's the way. Now, the thing is, this is one method, right? Let me create another method with the same name. Let me take it back from here, and this curly brace also. So now we have one method, right? Let's say I have two methods more, right? And two methods, one is the test one method and another is the test two method, like this. Hi everyone one, and hi everyone two, like that, to make it easier, right? Though there is no meaning to say one and two over here, but just to make the difference clear. Now the thing is that all these methods are showing the return type as void, void, void. Now for the test one method, I want the return type to be changed as, let's say, int. So what's happened over there? That this started freaking out. There is a red line under this test one. If I hover over there, it is showing me add return statement. If I click on that, it automatically added a return statement before closing this method, right? So whenever we putting anything instead of the void in a method, what is the requirement? That we need to put the return at the end of the method before closing the method. So that is the requirement. That's how this method can return us some value. So here it is returning what? It is returning 0. right? This method is returning 0. Let's say another method that I have here, test2. In this one also I have int as the return type, and again I have to put the value as return statement like this. So here what I want to this for this method, instead of this SISO statement, let me delete this part. Instead of that statement, what I want two arguments, let's say int a and int b. And now my return type, or what I want, instead of 0, I want my return type to be a plus b. Now I want my return to be a plus b. And what will happen if I call test1 and test2 all with the test in main method? So how can I do that? Let's do it over here. And I'm saying here test1, and here I'm saying test2. So you can see the first one is okay, right? Test and test1 is okay. Test2 is freaking out. Let me comment this first and let me run test and test1, right? If I will run the program right now, what will happen? It is giving me hi everyone and hi everyone 1, right? From the test1. Because this is having a statement over here, that's why it was not freaking out. But test2 is freaking out. The test2 is freaking out because here in the argument section, we have int a, int b, and we have to give that value over here, the very first thing. So int a, let's say I want 10, and int b, I want 10 again, right? So that's how it is fine now. That's how it is fine now, right? And now it is not freaking out because the argument section over here was 0. Like arguments in this parenthesis was 0 earlier. And now in this parenthesis, the arguments, how many arguments are there? 2 arguments are there, right? So I have to put those arguments, like some values for in these integer variable a and b over here. And now if I will run my program, you can see it is giving me hi everyone 1, but it is not giving me anything from test2. Now let me put this statement back, from control C, control V, and I want it to. Let me run this statement right now. If I will run this statement, you can see all are coming. But this a plus b, the result is not coming over there. How can I get this result a plus b? To get the result a plus b, I have to call this test method, test2 method, in a SISO printout statement. Then I'll be putting test2, and then I have to give the value for the variables 10 and 10 we can give. And now when I have kept it over here, if I will run my program, let's say this part I am deleting now because I don't want to get confused for two tests, right? So now because this test is over here, and if I will run my program right now, what will happen? It will give me all the required things that I wanted from test2. So that's the thing. That's how we can create the methods with and without return type. This is without return type and this is with return type. One example I want to show you with the string type also. Public is right? Static, and I want here string, and then I want test3 and this and the body of the method. See, you can see that the test3 is freaking out. What we have to do? Add the return type. Return type is null here. Earlier it was giving 0. Right now it is giving null because for the string type the value will be null. Now let's say here I want the argument as string A. Right? And for string A, what I want in my return type? My return, I want to return the value A to be returned. So the same thing will happen now over here. If I will say here test3, test3, right? Like that. So what if I hover over here, it is asking me add argument to mesh test3, right? The string I have to add here. If I am adding here hello, so what will happen, because this is not any sysو statement over there, so if I will run my program, all the results that I will get will be from previous three methods, not from this test3 method. So what I have to do, if I want to get the statement to be print from here, I have to put it inside the sysو. So let me take this part. Let me take this part from here to here. And if I'll take this part from there to here, and if I will run my program now, everything will get printed out as it is what I want to be printed. So that's how we can create our own method. The method, one more time I want to repeat, the method will be the access modifier. That maybe about the access modifier we will learn more about later, but for right now the public is the access modifier. Then static or non-static, int, or like it is a return type. It may be void. That void means void is not returning anything. It may be integer, it may be char, it may be a string, or any other data type. Then the method name, and then the argument section where we have to put the arguments or the parameters or inputs, we can say to them. And then the body of the method. Inside the body the code will come. And then if there is the return type, like other than the void, we have to put the return statement at the end, the keyword return at the end of the method before the closing of the method. That's how we can create the methods. Now, after creating the methods, let's do one more example after this. Now I am going to delete this method to make the space for more clarity, and delete this one also. And then I want to delete this part and also this part, right? So the thing is for test2 method, let me type here, it's a sum method, right? It is a sum method. Here also I can say sum. And if I will run this program, let me also delete this statement. And if I will run this program right now, it will give me 20. But I want to add something into this method. Can I do sum 10, 10, and then out of this, can I do plus 10? You can see over here that if I hover over, it is showing that the it must be a variable, right? This part, hover over again, the left hand side of an argument must be a variable, then only it will add. So but in the same way, if I do here plus 10, so this part is not freaking out, and the result of this section will be 30. So why? Because 10 plus 10 will be 20, and then add 10 will be 30. So if I want to add something in a method, then again add or divide or whatever we want to do, we can do it, but we need to put it in a sysو statement. And now I can delete this part because definitely this is not the correct code. And if I will run my program now, I will get as 30. I can change this as a division. If I'll divide it, it will give me 2. And also we can do the multiplication over here. If I'll do multiply over here, it will give me 200. That's how this can be used. One second. Where is it? Okay. Yes. And you can change the arguments even more. Let's say I want int c also over there, and here I want to return as a plus b minus c, right? And then if I want, what can we do? We can put here as 5, right? And let's say here I again doing the addition, so for the sum method. So what will happen if I'll run my program? It will run for all the 3 variables and will give me the result as per the things. So that's how the methods that we have created will display the rules as per the command that we have given in terms of the arguments and the return types or in the code in the body. Now up to here what we were doing, we were working with the static methods, right? Now let's create another class. And here I'm saying um, test methods. Let's say test methods. Test methods, and I'm creating the main method. Finish, right? And now outside the main method, I'm creating public static void, and let's say test1, this, and one more method where I'm not using this static keyword, and also I'm putting it as test2, right? So here the sysO statement is saying hi test1, and for the second one it will be, let's say I'm putting it here, and it is saying hi test2, right? So what is the difference between these two tests? The difference is that I am not using the keyword static in the test2. So if I want to get print for test1, I'll be calling it simply like that. There is no issue. But for test2, is it possible to call it like that same way what we were doing for test2? If I'm doing it over here test2, you can see that it is freaking out over there. There is a red underline under the test2. If you see there, cannot make a static reference to the non-static method test2. I'm putting it here test2 from the type test methods, because this method is non-static, so we cannot use it like that. How can we use it? We need to create the instance, or we need to create the object of the class from test methods. How can we create the object? In similar way as we created many times for scanner class, we will create for test methods. How? It is test methods. And this is the class name here. This is the class name. We have to take it from here. This is just over here, right? Test method. And now let's say the test method is what? TM. Test method. This is the instance or object of the test methods. Then new and control V and this. Like that, we can create the instance of the test methods. Next will be what? TM dot, and then, it will be lowercase t, uppercase m, and if now I'll put dot, you can see it started giving me multiple options over there, right? Let me type t, and now you can see it is giving me the option of test2 method void. The return type is void, and what is it? Test methods. This is the class from where this test2 is coming. So you just hit enter on that, and you can get it all over here in the main method. So how can we call a non-static method? We need to create the instance of the class wherever we want to call that method, or we can say we need to create the object of the class, right? And now if I will run the program, it will give me the statements from both of the test1 and test2 method. That's how we have to create the objects. So you can see here how to create methods with argument. We have covered this section. What is the return type in a method? We also covered this section. How to create the objects. We have seen this thing also, right? Next thing is, what is the main method string args? A string array argument, you can say. So this is the legacy code. What is that? We can say that is the legacy code. And if the legacy code of the main method is not available, the method will not run. If the legacy code is absent, the method will not run. And you can see, if I delete this part, what is it? This is string array argument for main method, and this is, we can say simply that this is the argument for main method. It is the legacy code and compulsory to run the program. And here you can see java.lang string. The string class represent character, string, all string literals in the Java program such as ABC as implemented as instances of the class, blah blah blah. So you can see all of these are here, right? If you want to read more about this, you can read from here also. I am scrolling down. Author since and right. So everything is written over there. Fine. Hmm. Okay. So now what if I delete this from here and if I will run my program? Let's check. If I run my program, you see error. Main method not found in class. Create methods. Test method. Please define the main method. So it is not considering the main method without the legacy code. If legacy code is not available, it will not run. And if main method is the legacy code is available, it will run the program. So that's how it works. Now, what next is the post increment and pre increment. Let's do the post and pre increment. Let's create a class and we are saying post and pre increments. Main method, finish. So for post and pre increment, there is one statement or one thing like I equals to I plus plus, I plus plus. Oh, sorry. One thing is I plus plus, and another thing is you can say plus plus I. So I plus plus is what? I plus plus is I equals to I plus 1. And plus I is what? Plus plus I is I plus 1 equals to I. So one thing is pre-increment and one thing is post-increment. So this is considered as post-increment and this is the pre-increment. How it will work. Let's say I have a int I that is equals to 5. And then I have int a that is equals to I. A is equals to I. Fine. Now if I'm doing, now here if I'm doing, let's say, sorry, here a equals to, okay, no problem. I'm doing CISO and CISO is print a and CISO is print I. Fine. Let's run the code. If I run the code, both are coming as 5, 5. Now I'm doing post increment for a, I plus plus. I did the post increment and let's run the program. Now you can see for a, because a is what? A is I plus plus. So a is I plus plus means in this line number 10, what is the value of a? The value of a will be as a equals to I, right? A equals to I plus 1 means a is equals to I first. So what is I over here now? I is 5. I is 5. So because I is 5, that's why value for a is 5. So this piece of code will work for post increment. And then what is I? Now I is equals to what in this piece of code here. After this over here I equals to I plus 1. So it has the post increment has done over here. So now the value for I becomes 6, right? And then after this, if I do again a and run the program, uh, wait, Okay, here just this is like that. So run the program. You can see the A is 5, right? So now let's do it. Let's use as A as pre-incremented. So when I do A is equals to pre-increment. So what will happen then? The piece of code will be like this. A equals to I plus 1 equals to I, right? Meaning is that the pre-increment will happen first. And if I will run my program now, what will happen? All of the values become 6. Why? It is printing A, and A is what? A is I plus 1, and I is 5, and add 1, so it becomes 6, right? And then I is what? I is equals to what? I plus 1 is equals to I. So it already done with the increment. So it is 6 now, not 5. And then what is A? A already, from here we got 6. So that's how pre-increment works. That is pre-increment and post-increment. Not very difficult. Just the thing is that how the operation is going on. I equals to I plus 1 or I plus 1 equals to I. How is the operation will work? It depends on that. So that's a pre and post increment. Now the next thing. Next thing is odd number, even number, and the palindrome. Before that, we do have one more thing, that's the OOP concept, right? And here I have one slide for you. And this slide is about the 4 pillars, right? What are the 4 pillars? These are APIE. API, we can say abstraction, polymorphism, inheritance, and encapsulation. Polymorphism means is poly equals to morph. Like poly meaning is multiple. Poly means multiple, and morphism means behavior. So multiple behavior that comes under the method overload. Right. So because we already learned about multiple methods over here, how to create multiple methods, let me create one more class over here as polymorphism, right? Polymorphism and main method, and no need for the main method, just finish. So what do we have? We have public static void test. This is public static void and test. So and here we can say no need to say anything in the body because we are going to understand the concept of polymorphism. And if I take it in 1 2 3 4 5 6 lines, so I have test, so many test methods, right? What I am going to do, I can do here in first one as the very first test method having no argument, zero argument. In the second method, I am putting int a. So the second method became error free. There is no error. There is no red the alert over there in the line number 6. In test next in the third test method, I am putting int a comma int b. Right? I will explain everything. Next, in this method, fourth method, I'm putting int. I didn't change the name. I am just changing the arguments. Int b. And I am putting int c. Right? Int b, int c. Then next method, I am giving string a. Further method, I am giving string a, string b. And then further, I am giving string a and int b. Then I can take another method. Let me do it. Let's say int a and string b. String b. So you can see there are multiple methods. All those methods are named as test, 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 test. All have the same method. There is no difference other than this part, the argument section. In the first method, how many arguments we have? We have 0 arguments. In the second one, how many we have? We have 1 argument. In the third one, how many do we have? We have 2 arguments. In next one, how many arguments we have? 3 arguments. In next one, how many we have? We have 1 argument, but this one is string and this is integer. That's the difference. And then we have 2 arguments, but these 2 are string and these 2 are what? Integers. Then we have 2 arguments, but one is string and another one is integer. Then we have another further 2 arguments, but the first one is integer and second one is string. So that's how either we need to change the either we need to keep it without parameter or we need to put the parameter. When we are putting the parameter, either the parameter number must be different, right? Or the parameter type, the data type, right? The data type of the parameter must be different, or if the data type is similar, then the sequence must be different. Then we have all these methods with the same name. This kind of concept is known as the method overloading. This is known as the method overloading, and this is the part of what? This is the part of polymorphism. Polymorphism means different method, right? Multiple methods having different behavior. That's why this is known as the polymorphism. But there is one more important thing. Let's say I am using the same method, right? It's just freaking out, right? So you must be thinking that can we do this void as, let's say, int over here? And if I hover over, should I put over there the let's say not this, without argument? Let's try so to understand the thing, right? So if you see here, this one and this method have only one difference of this return type. If I hover over here, it is not telling me to put the return statement over there. It is telling me to rename the method. Means the data type will not matter. What thing will matter? The parameters will matter only. Whatever the inside this parenthesis, those will matter, not the return type. So this is the rule for the polymorphism, and I hope it is like clear to everyone. Then another thing that we have, so we covered the OOP concept, and out of OOP concept polymorphism we covered here, and all these concepts we clear. These 2 things left, and before that, covering that, let me go here. So I have a slide here, polymorphism. We can say method overload, having multiple methods with same name. You have to be able to distinguish them by their argument, parameters, or inputs. The rules are they cannot have the same number of arguments with same data type. And with same number of argument, their sequence order have to be different. Return type plays no role in this. Only arguments play the role. So now another important part is, let's see here. Yes. So what we have, if we have main method, and main method is what? It is static method. And in the main method, we calling a static method, we do not need to create any object. We can call it directly. But in the main method, if we want to call a non-static method, what we need to create an object. Let's say now here, let me delete this statement. And what I want to call test2 in this method. So you can see this is the static method. And here also what I need to do, I need to create the object. So let me take this from here and I can use it like this. So now you can see this test2 is good because this is the non-static method. Either we calling in the main static method or another static method, we need to create the object always. Further, if this is the non-static method and if I want to call test1 over here in the no static method, what I have to do, test, and it is test1, right? Test1, not here. Control X, and I need to call it here. So you can see a static method can be called to a non-static method easily. Fine. So I will show you one table for this accessing. Uh, this is over here. This is called the relationship table. What is the relationship table? If the method, like from the method calling to where we are calling a method, from where we are calling a method, and what will be the result? Do we need to create an object or not? So if you are calling a static method to main method, we do not need to create the object. We already saw that. If we are calling a non-static method, yes, we need to create an object. If we calling a static method to non-static, we do not need to create the object. If we are calling a non-static from different or same class, what will happen? If we are creating non-static to non-static, if we are calling in different, we need to create an object. In the same one, we do not. How these two things will work? Let me take you here. So now let me make this method as non-static, right? And this is for no need now. So now what happened? Test1, I do not need, right? In this test method, this is also the non-static method. This is also the non-static method. Can I call from non-static to non-static, right? Let's say test2. Do I need to create an object for test2 now? No. Why? Because test2 method is also non-static and this method is also non test1 is also non-static. Now if I have any method in another class, let's say main methods is over here, and I am calling from my methods, right? From another class, right? From another class. Let's say there is a I'm creating one more method here as test3. Control C, my methods, Control V. And here it is, not test1. Here is not test1, right? This is test1. So this is test3, let's say this is test3. And I want to call this test3 from here to here in this non-static method. So what I need to do, test3 and like that. No, not test2, test3. So you can see it is freaking out. It is saying me to like I can fix, either I can create, right? I can create, but I don't want to create. I am taking the instance for the class my methods. Let me create the instance. Let me create the object for this class. And if I say my methods equals to new and my methods and this and this, and if I am telling it mm dot test3. So you can see now this test3 is good, right? But the thing is we need to create an object. So if you go to the tables, you can see from the same, we do not from same class, from non-static to non-static method, we do not need to create the object, but from different, right? If the class is different, then we need to create the object. That's what this relationship table is all about. So, okay. So these were the important points for today's class actually. And now what are we going to do? We are going to do these two things, odd numbers and even numbers, right? Let me bring my active presenter. Yeah, okay. We still have time. So uh, let's create new class and we can say odd, odd and even numbers, right? Odd and even, let's say finish. So for getting odd and even numbers, let's say I have int a as 22. I want to get if if this number is odd or even. So what I have to put, if a module. I'll say module means remainder of a divided by 2 is equals to 0. Then it is even. Then it is even. See, so the given number is even, right? Else we can simply say else the body here I will say so the given number is odd. I can take it from here, control C, control V. The given number is odd. And if I will run my program now, it will tell me if 22 is odd or even. Oh, else something wrong there. Wait a second. Okay, the body is missing here. Yes. And this is extra. Yeah. So I'll save it. Now we will run the program. Let's run the program and you can see that the given number is even because the remainder is 0 when we divide 22 to 2. So if I have here as 25, if I run my program now, you can see it is saying the given number is odd. That's how we can find odd and even number. Now next is reverse a string or palindrome. So I'll do the exercise as a reverse string. Reverse string. And you have to do for the palindrome. I'll tell you what the palindrome is. And if you can do the coding for the palindrome, then well and good. Otherwise, I will share you how to get the palindrome. So reverse a string we are doing. Reverse a string we are doing right now. What we have to do? We have to, let's say we have a string. We need a string first. And the string is what? String is hello. And if I will reverse this string, what will be the result? The result should be OLLEH. This should be the not lowercase. This should be uppercase. This should be the result. How to reverse a string? For reversing a string, what we need to do is the very first thing we will convert it into a char array. So how to convert it into a char array? A dot to char array we can use and we can save it into a char array. Let's say my array, right? My array equals to a dot to char array. So now what can we do? We can print all of the all of these words, right? HEL, all of the letters HELLO. And if I will use a for loop like this, if I will use a for loop like this, let's say I want to start a variable int I at integer number 0 and then increment will be what? Let's say I plus plus and then I want I lesser than or lesser than, right? Only lesser than, let's say my array dot length, right? And then so what? So will be my array and in the square bracket we can put I. So now if I will run my program, what will happen? It will give me all of the letters from H to O. But what I want O to H. I want reverse the string. For that, what I need to do, I will start this I from lesser than my length, right? For lesser than my length. I will say control X and we can put it here. Less than, right? And then I should be greater than or equal to 0. And instead of increment, what we want decrement, right? Right now over here, what is it? Let's hover over. This is saying the syntax error. Why syntax error? Because it want it to be equal over there. Why equal? How can it will be equal? It will be equal like -1. Then it is all good and fair, right? Now if I will run my program, the string got revert, OLLH. It got revert. So when it got revert and if one more thing I can do over here. Let's say I have a string here, string, and the name of the string is reverse string, reverse str equals to just a null value I have, right? So what can I do? I simply can take this reverse string, control C, and I can put it here, and then equal to reverse string plus. I can say this my array, right? Control V, right? Like that. And then I want to print this reverse string. So though what I need to do, I need to print this out of the for loop, but let me run the program over here and you can see how it will work. It will work like one by one. O, OL, OLL, OLLE, OLLEH means each time this is getting here the value came as O, it get added to the null pointer, null value, it became O. Then the L came over here, it get added to O and it became OL. Then similarly it worked for another L, another E, and then H. That's how it is getting printed and giving us all the values inside the for loop. If I take this statement outside the for loop, it will give us only the reverse string. It has given us only the reverse string. So now the thing is, what is a palindrome? A palindrome is the word that is like, let's say we have wow. After reverting, what will be the value of wow? It will be wow. If we have another one, let's say I have level. Level. After reverting, what will be the value for this one also? It will be level. Right? And one more example I have as race car. And if the race car over there, and if I will revert it, if I will reverse the string, what will be the value? It will be race car. So the word after reverting, giving the original word itself is known as the palindrome. The thing is that what we are doing, we are reverting it, we are reversing the string. So after reversing, the value is coming as the original value, original word, then the word is the palindrome. And here I have written the code for the reverse string. So now the question for palindrome you can solve by yourself and you can let me know if you are done, and you can put the coding into the chat or into the comment section. You can put the coding for the palindrome. And this much the course was for class 5, I guess. And thank you very much for watching. Please do like, share, and subscribe to my channel. And see you in the next class. This was the 5th class, and see you in the next class. Thank you very much.